Good evening, and welcome to the Crypto Overnighter. I'm Nikodemus, and I will be your host as we take a look at the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. And remember, none of this is financial advice. And it's 10 p.m. on a Sunday, May 21st, 2023. And just a quick update on the giveaway situation. We've had a really good increase in the number of subs in the last couple of days, so we're getting closer to giving away those hardware wallets. So keep an eye on the sub count and keep listening in for details. Now let's kick things off with a groundbreaking development in the political landscape. Presidential candidates are now turning to Bitcoin. RFK Jr. and Vivek Ramaswamy have become the first and second presidential candidates in history to accept Bitcoin donations. This move signifies a shift in the political fundraising landscape and could potentially influence further campaign strategies. Republican candidate Vivek Ramaswamy became the second presidential candidate in the United States for the 2024 election to adopt Bitcoin donations officially. This announcement was made by Ramaswamy, who encouraged people to donate $1 in Bitcoin to his campaign. Ramaswamy made the announcement during his speech at Bitcoin 2023 in Miami, Florida. During his speech, he emphasized the desire to make the 2024 election a referendum on fiat currency. So at one point, Ramaswamy displayed a QR code on the stage. Scanning that code would direct a user to a payment gateway that offers multiple options for making donations. These options include Bitcoin and Satoshis. Now, Satoshis are the smallest units of Bitcoin. Ramaswamy has chosen to use BitPay's payment service to receive Bitcoin donations. BitPay also supports cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin Cash, Ether, ApeCoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin, and Shiba Inu. U.S. citizens or permanent residents can donate up to $6,600 to Ramaswamy's campaign. However, these donations are not tax-deductible as charitable contributions for federal tax purposes. As an incentive, donors will receive an NFT. The donation page encourages donors to return to claim their NFT after making their donation. Now, it's worth knowing that there have been legislative efforts to regulate crypto political donations. In Kansas, lawmakers proposed a bill to set a cap of $100 for such contributions. For donations below $100, the recipient would be required to immediately convert the cryptocurrency to US dollars and not use it for expenses or hold on to the funds. Meanwhile, Democratic candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. made history as the first presidential candidate in the United States to accept Bitcoin donations. He announced this groundbreaking decision at the Bitcoin 2023 conference, marking his first appearance as a presidential candidate, by the way. Kennedy Jr. expressed his admiration for Bitcoin, referring to it as a symbol of democracy and freedom. During his speech at the conference, Kennedy Jr. highlighted the power, durability, and flexibility of Bitcoin. He acknowledged that the attendees were well aware of their connection between Bitcoin and the principles of democracy and freedom. He attributed the passions surrounding Bitcoin to the deep-seated desire for liberty and democracy, emphasizing the promise that this innovative technology holds in upholding these virtues. Kennedy Jr. is challenging President Joe Biden, a member of his own party. Now, this is despite Kennedy sounding more like a libertarian regarding crypto. On May 3rd, he tweeted that crypto technologies are a significant driver of innovation, expressing concern that the United States is hindering the industry and pushing innovation overseas. Now, for reference, Kennedy Jr. is the nephew of the 35th President of the United States, JFK. He attended the Bitcoin 2023 event not only to engage with potential voters, but also to tap into a potential source of significant campaign donations. In the previous year's midterm elections, Sam Bankman-Fried donated $40 million to support candidates. Now, that wasn't really his money to donate, but he did it anyway. Now, I wonder what happened with all those politicians that got FTX campaign money. Did they return all that money or nah? Kennedy Jr.'s increased focus on cryptocurrencies aligns with the current regulatory environment in the United States. U.S. regulators have created uncertainty and negatively impacted the crypto industry. I am not convinced that that's accidental. RFK Jr. believes that a diverse ecosystem of currencies can enhance the resilience of the U.S. economy. Drawing an analogy to a biodiverse ecosystem, Kennedy Jr. argues that a diverse ecology of currencies, as opposed to a single centrally controlled currency, can contribute to a more resilient economy. He points out the fragility of the current over-centralized system, which is evident in the present circumstances. Now, while speaking at the Bitcoin 2023 conference, he pledged to defend Bitcoin as a safeguard against centralized government power. Kennedy highlighted the incident involving the Canadian truckers whose assets were frozen by banks under orders from the government during a protest against Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's vaccine mandates. He argued that Bitcoin's decentralized structure could prevent governments from manipulating financial systems to suppress free speech. Kennedy criticized the response of the US and other democracies to the pandemic, stating that fundamental human liberties, such as the freedom to travel and freedom of speech, have been suppressed. He emphasized that the Constitution does not have a pandemic exemption and was designed to withstand challenging times. Kennedy cautioned against the belief that perfect control over society would lead to utopia, highlighting the potential for an abuse of power. If elected president, Kennedy promised to protect individuals' rights to hold and use Bitcoin. He vowed to prevent the government from accessing private digital currency wallets and defended the right to own a node for validating Bitcoin transactions at home. He also opposed President Joe Biden's proposed 30% tax on the electricity for Bitcoin mining. He points out that would require the government to monitor private energy use. And he pledged to maintain the United States as a global hub for cryptocurrencies. While acknowledging the need for some regulation in the crypto industry, Kennedy said that he would consult with Bitcoin experts and stressed that Bitcoin should not be regulated as a security due to its decentralized nature. He acknowledged environmental concerns related to Bitcoin mining's energy consumption, but suggested that miners could transition to more environmentally friendly energy sources. Kennedy asserted that the ecological argument should not be used to suppress Bitcoin. In a campaign first, Kennedy announced that his presidential campaign would accept Bitcoin donations through the Lightning Network. Now, transitioning from the political sphere to the world of cryptocurrency exchanges, our next story takes us to Brazil. But first, I want to thank you for listening in tonight. We're pushing to get the YouTube side of Crypto Overnighter up over 100 subscribers. So if you could help us out by giving the episode a thumbs up, or more importantly, subscribing yourself, that would help out a lot. That would get us closer to giving away those hardware wallets once we reach 100 subscribers. So thank you. Binance is expanding its operations in Brazil. The company's payment provider, LATAM Gateway, has received a license from the country's central bank to operate as a payment institution and electronic money issuer. This move is expected to strengthen Binance's presence in Brazil, one of its top global markets. To facilitate the operations of foreign companies in Brazil, LATAM Gateway serves as a provider of on- and off-ramps for the Brazilian real. Binance is currently the only cryptocurrency client of LATAM Gateway in the country. Other notable clients include gaming-related companies such as Kodashop and Game Hollywood. Binance and LATAM Gateway established their partnership in June 2022 after the termination of Binance Capitual's collaboration. With a population of nearly 214 million people, Brazil has become an attractive market for cryptocurrency companies. In January, Binance and MasterCard joined forces to launch a prepaid crypto card in Brazil. This card allows residents to make purchases and pay bills using over 14 different cryptocurrencies through real-time crypto fiat conversion. Cardholders must comply with Know Your Customer requirements. Coinbase is also expanding its operations in Brazil. Since March, the exchange has partnered with local payment providers to offer crypto purchases and to enable deposits and withdrawals in the local currency. Coinbase has been present in the country since 2021, when it established a tech hub to provide crypto services to Brazilian users. Brazilian regulatory authorities are closely monitoring crypto firms. Binance is currently under investigation for allegedly assisting clients in evading a stop order on cryptocurrency derivatives investments. In 2020, the Brazilian Securities Exchange Commission issued a stop order on crypto derivatives. They consider futures contracts as securities under local law, regardless of the underlying assets. Documents from the ongoing investigation indicate that Binance's platform provided instructions to Brazilian users on changing their language settings to access the Binance Futures platform. Additionally, extensive Portuguese language content was available to Brazilian users without restriction notice. Securities regulators have conducted similar investigations in Canada and the United States against Binance as well. From the expansion of a global crypto exchange, now we move on to a saga unfolding in the world of NFTs. The ParaSpace NFT protocol has been embroiled in a controversy involving missing funds and a series of accusations between the executives and the CEO, Yubo Ruan. This saga has led to the resignation of one Jay Yao. Now, Yao was a consultant for the project, and this whole mess has raised questions about the management of funds in the crypto space. So, Yao resigned from his position in the company on May 19th. So, last week, the NFT protocol made headlines due to the missing funds and a series of accusations exchanged between the executives and their CEO. In response to the situation, a spokesperson for ParaSpace said that their CEO has never engaged in embezzlement. They also said that the accusers, Yao and Thomas Schmidt, are not shareholders or co-founders of ParaSpace. The spokesperson also alleged that Yao and Schmidt were illegally utilizing multi-sig and Twitter accounts to threaten the CEO as part of their collusion to take over ParaSpace. Additionally, a report by the blockchain analytics firm Secure3 reported that all of the funds had been repaid and that there was no evidence of fund embezzlement. Yao's decision to resign came a week after conflicts between the ParaSpace team and Ruan regarding the missing funds. Ruan maintained his innocence and accused the individuals like Yao of framing him to force his resignation as CEO. Ruan also alleged that Yao and Schmidt unlawfully accessed the protocol's multi-sig accounts and social media platforms. 1 week later, Yao announced his departure from the firm via Twitter and apologized to the community for allowing internal matters to impact customers. He acknowledged that the entire saga was not intended to become public and should have been resolved internally. The ParaSpace saga resolves around the mismanagement of around 2,900 Ether, equivalent to approximately $5.4 million. It started with a price slippage attack on the NFT protocol on March 18th. Cybersecurity firm BlockSec promptly intervened and prevented hostile actors from accessing the funds. To ensure that the money remained secure, the security firm removed the ETH from the protocol and returned the assets to ParaSpace. The ParaSpace team claimed that only half of the missing funds were added back to the protocol's treasury. They accused Ruan of mismanaging the funds due to his exclusive access to the multi-sig wallet. Schmidt and Yao, as part of the team, demanded Ruan's forceful removal from the CEO position. However, in the end, Yao is the one resigning along with his team. And finally, we conclude tonight's podcast with a story about a new development in the decentralized web space. And our final story tonight is also our cover story. Jack Dorsey's company, TBD, has unveiled a Bitcoin-centric decentralized web platform called Web5. The platform aims to prioritize data and identity ownership by individuals, marking a significant step towards a more decentralized internet. Dorsey unveiled the web platform at Bitcoin 2023 in Miami. The platform aims to incorporate decentralized identity and data storage into applications, enabling developers to create user experiences that prioritize data and identity ownership by individuals. To achieve this decentralized web experience, Dorseys Web5 platform introduces several essential components. Wallets will serve as intermediaries, facilitating interactions between individuals and institutions for data and identity purposes. Decentralized web nodes will act as secure data repositories, housing both public and encrypted information. And additionally, decentralized web apps will leverage decentralized identity and data storage capabilities to enhance user experiences. Moreover, the Web5 platform will implement decentralized identifiers, or DIDs, which are internationally recognized identifier standards controlled by individuals, eliminating the need for centralized identities. The platform will also incorporate self-sovereign identity services and software development kits, providing the necessary tools for utilizing DIDs and verifiable credentials. In the past, Dorsey has advocated for a, quote, free and open protocol for social media. In June of 2022, it was announced that Dorsey was developing Web5, powered by Bitcoin, focusing on bypassing Web3 and adopting a new Bitcoin-centric model for identity management. And that's going to do it for us tonight. I want to thank you, my listeners, because when you stop listening, I will stop talking. If you enjoyed tonight's show, then please like, subscribe, maybe leave a rating or a review. And in the meantime, we'll see you tomorrow night.